Welcome back, all you kings, queens, and in-betweens to another seasonal anime video here on the channel. And today we are going to once again answer the age-old question, should you watch? And today we are talking about the seasonal anime airing in the fall 2024 anime season, and that is Goodbye Dragon Life. Elaine, give us a little rundown of this anime.
So a very old dragon is finally felled and eventually reborn as a mere human named Dolan in a agricultural village. And this is a story of his life as a puny little human. That's
pretty much what we got so far. I like how you call it Dolan. I typically, as an English speaker, would call it Dolan, but I don't know actually how it's pronounced. I honestly haven't paid attention to them saying it. We only have the subbed version, so not the dubbed version. But in this episode, he meets, I'm assuming, what's going to be one of the waifus of the show, the Lamia, and they fight a big mud monster thing. And, you know, that's pretty much where we leave off. There isn't much to this first episode besides the handful of minutes dedicated in the beginning to explaining that, you know, he wasn't a bad dragon. He was a good dragon, and he doesn't know why humans want to kill him. But you know, the humans kill him in a very lackluster way without him fighting back at all. And, you know, now he's just a guy who can do dragon things in human form because he can, you know, put dragon life force into his attacks and whatnot. So far, it just looks like it's a plot device to make him really strong. But what are your thoughts, Elaine?
So I thought that I was watching roughly 5 different shows just based off of the animation style that shifted. And some of them were really interesting. When we first opened, it is the death of our dragon boy. And I literally turned to Jeremy and I was like, did he just slay a rock? Is that rock bleeding? Because it looks like a rock is bleeding. The texture isn't very well done.
It's the legendary bleeding lock of legends.
Whoa.
Rock. Yeah.
It's hair now, we've decided.
The lock of rock legends.
And as it goes on, it shifts and it becomes a little more natural. But the storylines were a little all over the place. Like at first we get some sort of agricultural town, like little small town agricultural feel. He's on his own now. And then it's like, I'm going to go investigate why the lizards at the swamp have disappeared. And I'm like, okay. And he keeps talking about this. And I'm like, why are you so obsessed with these lizards? Are you eating the lizards? And then I was like, did the lizards attack you guys? And you're like, what happened to the lizards? And then he starts talking about how he's interacting with these lizards along with the other townsfolk, and I'm like, okay. And then they finally show us a glimpse of the lizards, and it's clear that they're lizard men, but they call them lizards, and I was like, oh, that makes more sense now.
Yeah, they may have referred to them as lizard men at some point, but in the beginning they just kept saying lizards. At least in the subtitles, they just said lizards, and it was kind of confusing why they were caring about the lizards all of a sudden. But you know, he went to investigate, and then that's when he comes across the Lamia, and she is annoying to say the least. And I am regretting that if I decide to continue watching the show, then I'm gonna have to deal with this character going forward.
Potentially.
But I mean, she's in the theme song.
Probably, so, potentially.
I think we're probably going to have to deal with her going forward. She's also in the cover art for the advertisement and whatnot. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. So, probably something we have to deal with.
But the Earth Elemental, which looks like a sad, dying sandcastle, is gone now. They murdered that.
That's true. He's not in the theme song. Or it might have been in the theme song. I don't remember if they showed them fighting it in the theme song.
But now he's gone.
He's not on the cover art, so he's not going to become one of the waifus. Most likely.
Can you imagine a sandcastle as a waifu?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sand lady?
I don't know if I really want to watch this show. Honestly, this show just made me tired watching it because there wasn't anything to this that made me want to watch it, that made it any different from any other show where they're, you know, reborn for some reason and have some powers for some reason or carry over abilities from their last job. It gives me vibes a lot of chilling in my 30s after being kicked out of the Demon King's castle or whatever that was. You remember?
I do remember.
Yeah, chilling in my 30s. We did a video, maybe iCard, if I remember to do it. But we were watching that one, and you know, that one was cool because it was, you know, he was chilling in his 30s, but he's not that old in this one, even though he looks kind of old. He looks older than the chilling in my 30s guy, but I think he's like 20.
I thought he was like 16.
16. Well, he looks like he's 40. He looks like he's 40, and he should be wearing a suit and tie, carrying a suitcase, or not a suitcase, a briefcase, back and forth to work, and he's just going to go work in the Lizard Man office. And he was concerned about his job and getting laid off. That's why he had to go investigate the Lizard Men, because they run the business where he goes to his job and does the job of job. And how would he do job if Lizard Men close office? So he had to go investigate it.
Yeah, because he's a merchant. He does the trade thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's why he cares about the Lizard Men. I don't know.
We're making up our own headcanon, but this show seems like it would be more interesting than the show that this is currently after one episode. This is after one episode, so I don't know.
I think that this show is not as bad as the reviews have made it out to be, because I've read a lot of very negative reviews of the show. But I would agree that this isn't anything special. There's nothing about it that makes it stand out to me. I'm not like head over heels dying to watch it. I think there are definitely going to be better things this season, and I'm looking forward to finding out what those are.
Yeah, I think if this was bad, then it would be fun to watch. It was like Kamikatsu. Kamikatsu was really bad, so it was fun to watch. This looks like it's just going to be generic and boring, so I just don't think it's got anything there. So I'm saying, should you watch? No.
I would agree. I don't think this is something to go out of your way to watch.
Nope, unless you got nothing else to watch, and unless you're sitting at home with nothing to do, just watching anime, I don't think you're watching all the anime that's coming out all the time, because we try to do it for our job and we can't,
it's
get
hard.
that to work. So I don't recommend you watch this. Something I do recommend you watch is the Should You Watch content here on the channel. Check out all of the stuff that we already have posted for prior seasons and the stuff coming out for this season as well. Comment down below. Let us know if you are watching anything of note this season, and maybe we'll cover it. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this content going forward, and ring that bell so you know what's up. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye, guys.